This isn't a test one, is it?
Nope, I made sure it says actual recording in the corner.
Fair enough. Alright.
Hello everyone. We literally just finished recording episode 136. I haven't even edited it yet, that's how new it is.
Yeah.
And we realized recently that something we recorded a long time ago only got like 1 minute of it.
Yeah, just got
So
used
we're
to the
redoing
open.
it, hoping it works this time.
Yeah,
And to
it
make
is.
sure it works, that's why we're on video for this.
Yeah, it is our problems with all elite wrestling.
Yeah, and we're gonna go for say 25 minutes.
Sure. Alright, Matthew, the floor is yours.
An overflux of superstars.
Agreed.
That is a big one.
For me, my problem with all elite wrestling is it's not really the whole blood and guts thing, but it's just okay. We'll talk about blood and guts for a quick second. My problem is you're not making that shit a pay-per-view.
Yeah. But to be fair, if it was a pay-per-view, we won't be watching it. I don't want to spend $50 on something I have to pay. If I want to rewatch it, I have to pay $50 again and again and again.
And again, yeah, okay. See, that's something. Because I heard a long time ago that AEW was supposed to be streaming their platforms on Max or what was HBO Max. It would make more sense to get a streaming service, guys. Everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, Tony Khan, you're literally the son of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hire someone to make a streaming service for you. Then we might actually care about AEW again. Probably not, but it's worth a shot.
Call it. What would you call it?
All of it streaming.
Elite streaming.
AES.
Yeah. Hey, okay. My problem. Here's my personal problem with AEW is, guys, you not only you let your talent go out there and literally say, absolutely, sure, you might have, Max Caster, you might monitor what he says, but anybody else, you just let them say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, that's why CM Punk was so hated when he was there.
Because see, here's my problem, and I haven't really said this in a long time, but Tony, when you had some incidents that happened in your company, not one, but two incidents that were not, you didn't really, the first one, brawling, you didn't really take control of that situation. Other people had to do it for you.
Yeah.
Usually Punk, literally after the brawling out, Punk, and I'm quoting CM Punk here, he said he wanted out.
Yeah. And then there was Brawl Out 2 in London. And it was then when.
Hang on. But after that, Tony goes like, Punk was like, no, I want out. Tony goes like, no, I want you back. Tony Khan literally gave him the reins to Collision.
Yeah, so for anyone that likes Collision, the person that show was made for is currently in AEW's competition.
Yeah. And then, shit got so bad, some of the boys didn't because, also, dude, it's your wrestling company. You should be booking this shit, not one of your wrestlers.
Yeah.
But, okay, what are you going to say? Were you going to say something about the All In 2 in London?
The Brawl Out 2 in London.
That we actually saw the footage for?
Yeah. That was a big problem. It wasn't even that bad. Samoa Joe had to take care of it. Punk went up to Tony Khan and said, "You gonna fucking do something? Fuck you, I quit."
Fuck you, you're a clown. I quit. What he said.
Whatever, I don't care.
But yeah.
It's not like I watch it.
Because literally this is because I watched his interview with Ariel Helwani, like the entire interview, because I was curious. He said that because some of the boys, like, Tony Schiavone went up to him and said, "Hey, I need you to go handle this," because he was cursing out a producer. Jack Perry was cursing out a producer, and Tony Schiavone, Punk was like, "Hey, Tony, you want me to handle it? Like, are you gonna fucking do something about this shit, or I'm gonna handle it? Because if I handle it, you
Clearly,
ain't
he
gonna."
decided to do nothing. Like, that
Yeah,
might be good for neutral king and Avatar The Last Airbender, but for running a wrestling promotion, it's not worth it.
yeah. So Punk went and
Like,
was like,
and also, I hate to say this, but Tony Khan is actually one of my problems. He wants to be the type of boss you can grab a beer with and not an actual boss.
yeah, because I'm quoting Bully Ray because I'm telling you like literally what happened. That Tony Khan, then he's like, hey, because he Punk wanted because Jack Perry wanted to do it on a rental car. Glass, the whole
Yeah, real glass.
real glass on a rental car. And Punk was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? That's going to be a bad reputation. So they got to a little bit of a scuffle. Punk, if you've seen the footage, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Punk said he choked him out. And Jack Perry on the show, like, tapped on the glass and said into the camera, probably directed at CM Punk, real glass.
Crimea River.
Yeah.
And then
I don't watch AEW pay per views. I didn't even when I watched the company.
yeah, here's the thing. But then, Punk, like, Punk had his match because, he felt like obligated to. Then after that, it's like, you gonna do something about this? Fuck you. I quit. I'm a con. I'm done.
Yeah.
But, okay, here's
We
another.
need to get back on problems. Like, we could talk about Brawl Out for this entire episode if you want to, but we're not going to.
Yeah, but okay. Here's another problem with AEW. You don't have a motherfucking brand split.
Yeah. Like, that's related to the first problem. Because you have like what, 4 shows? 3, I
Ramp,
think, actually?
you have, let's see,
You have
Dynamite,
Dynamite, Rampage, Collision.
3.
Yeah, you have 3 shows. Oh wait, four because we forgot he owns Ring of Honor.
Yeah, okay. Here's my problem, and I can't believe I'm about to say this here, but Triple H should have bought it.
Yeah, they'd actually be utilized well.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Ring of Honor has turned into a place, like a developmental or a place that you just like, oh, right, you work there.
Your camera keeps falling.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, oh, right, you work there. Okay, but I'm like
When I watched Collision or AEW in general, I went to a Collision taping. They split Ring of Honor into 2 halves. They recorded half Ring of Honor, then Collision, and then the other half. It's stupid. It's like, why would they stick around for the second half? We bought tickets to Collision, not Ring of Honor.
That's a good point. Like, also, if you're gonna you can't just have Collision. You can't just have, I don't know, Ring of Honor just be another thing, not tied to not tied to Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
And also, I just thought I'd say this: too many goddamn titles.
yeah, that is a big problem. And they, don't get me wrong, they have the roster to have someone hold all those titles. They just don't use the titles properly.
Yeah, because
Like, who wants to see the TBS champion air on a show on TNT?
what?
And who wants to see the TNT champion show up on TBS?
What?
Okay, here's another problem. Too many ex WWE guys.
Yeah, damn.
Samoa Joe,
That's
Adam Cole, Christian Cage,
Adam Cole,
right? I mentioned Cole,
Edge,
Copeland,
Keith Lee,
Samoa Joe,
Swerve.
Taz is there, Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee.
We could go Cesaro, Claudio, John Moxley.
Yeah. Hell, AEW guys have defected to WWE. Cody
Yeah,
Rhodes, Jay Cargill, CM Punk.
yeah. See, here's my problem with, and you can speak on this, you can speak on whatever you want, but my problem is I feel like they rely too much on the blood and the violence. It kind of is a problem, but also like you have man like fucking uh
Yeah,
Darby Allin jump off of a ladder onto some glass. Like the fuck?
yeah, like AEW is supposed to be an alternative to WWE, but it's
It's like
more like
ECW on.
WWE sloppy seconds.
I was gonna say it's like ECW
Like,
on steroids.
yeah, 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 but I seriously think AEW is just something that takes WWE sloppy seconds. Like, they
Well,
fire a wrestler, AEW picks him up.
you got any
So, hell,
thoughts
if you're a
about?
Becky Lynch fan, don't expect her to be in AEW. She's taking a break from wrestling. But they were willing to offer her money.
You got any thoughts to add on about this shit? The floor is yours.
Tony Khan is not fit to run a wrestling promotion.
And
He's a
explain.
little kid playing with that. He's a little kid playing with daddy's money.
I mean, see, because here's the thing: Vince McMahon did that, but at least Vince McMahon made the shit work.
Yeah, and Vince actually had a whole creative team.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
we forgot someone who is the voice of WWE that that's in his last year of commentating, and it's in AEW. Good old JR Jim Ross.
Yeah, see, I will say, but it's just my problem with all elite wrestling is you're right the number of times, but because I saw this clip online of Tony Schiavone was talking to Tony Khan during the match, and I was like, dude, or I think it was Excalibur was talking to him during the match, and Tony was like, dude, call the match. I am calling the fucking match, dude. Like
Yeah,
the commentators. The
the
commentators.
commentators even hate working there. That's when you know something's wrong.
Also, like you mentioned, we forgot to mention this, but them having really low attendance.
Yeah, like just look up pictures AEW don't want you to see on Google Images. You'll see what we mean. Not even the rated R superstar can save Collision.
No, you look. You might see like Rampage or honestly, why the fuck even have Rampage now? No, like it's just basically a main event.
Yeah, I'd rather watch NXT level up over Rampage.
Because well, when you watch Rampage or something, like nothing truly important happens on the show at all.
Nothing. Nada. Mandatory. No.
But like if you watch Dynamite and Collision, the more important stuff happens. But I will give AEW.
And I don't even care about Dynamite Collision.
But the one thing I will say that AEW, just the only thing I'm going to say good about them, is that the wins are, having the win-loss record thing is kind of a smart idea.
Yeah, that's a smart idea, but they hardly ever use it. Samoa Joe only brought it back so he can wrestle the best of the best.
Yeah.
And the fact that Samoa Joe had to bring something that made AEW interesting back, it just shows how pathetic Tony is.
Because look, here's my problem. Here's another problem. it's not just the overflow of rosters. It's not just the overflow of talent, but it's the fact is that if I'm a wrestler, right, and I'm in a program with you, I don't have to tell you what I'm gonna say.
I would like that you'd have more respect for me than that, but you're right in this case, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd just be like, okay, I'll see you out there. Then we just shoot the breeze. We just talk to each other and
Yeah. And like when you really think about it, it's ironic Tony's in a neck brace because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a backbone.
yeah, but cause it's funny, cause I will say like the only thing that I've seen online that is kind of interesting is the shit that the Elite are doing. If I'm honest.
Yeah, and like the fact and Kenny Omega was kicked out of the Elite, so like even that's a little like yeah, that's intriguing, but it's not enough to draw me into watching it again.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What are your why didn't you want to stop watching All Elite Wrestling?
I got bored with the product. Like, it didn't draw my attention. I was more focused on eating than wrestling, which, don't get me wrong, is a totally valid thing. But I was
Yeah,
watching it to entertain me, and it was more background noise. It was like Impact. And the thing
yeah.
is, I still have Impact as background noise.
At least there you can actually pay
Heck, I'll
attention.
be watching him. Yeah, I'll be watching Impact tonight to see what happens with Jordan Grace before a big title match at Battleground on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, see, my problem with AEW, and this is a new one for me, is it's not the roster, but it's more of the fact is what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, it's more of like the fans. The fans to me are sometimes the problem because you can guys bitch and moan and complain about AEW is better than WWE or we're better than them. Like the whole like that stuff I just find stupid. You got anything to add on?
Uh, no, not really. Like, maybe if AEW had better stories and I saw an article about it on ringside, I might actually, you know,
Watch
tune
it.
in to see what's up.
Yeah, okay. Because you see, you just brought up a point. Actually, a new problem that I have with AEW is the fact is that a lot of the storylines in AEW sometimes don't make sense. Like you turn Adam Cole heel, you're not really doing shit with his faction. You
Yeah.
got so much talent, so much storyline that I'm just like nothing really
And, like,
seems
you have so much talent with so much potential, and you're doing nothing.
like you have edge, and you're telling me you're
Yeah,
not
you
like
have a WWE Hall of Famer on your roster and his best friend Christian, and you're doing nothing.
I mean, like you're gonna tell me like you're gonna have Adam Copeland versus Christian for the TNT title in an I Quit match on the random ass episode of Dynamite.
Yeah, you literally have the first ever WWE Undisputed Champion, Chris Jericho, on your roster, and you're doing nothing with him.
Well, I mean, he's the I mean, Chris Jericho's always gonna be doing something.
Well, yeah, you literally have a guy who can make a scarf go over, and you're doing something with him, but it's probably
What
not
about
good.
Hook? What about fucking Hook?
Yeah, you have Taz's son. Make him become like the new human suplex machine or something. have Taz go off commentary if he doesn't want to do it and be Hook's manager.
Yes.
Taz had a whole faction and you still had commentary. When Travis and I did a promoter universe for our wrestlers, he had trouble balancing commentary and managing.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring what we do on our phone calls into the light, dude, but I'm just using it as an example.
Fair. Okay, here's another problem with All Elite Wrestling. We got like anyway.
We can go as long as we want. I'm not timing this, but I do see the time for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we stop it a bit because I don't want to, this to go ridiculously long.
Yeah, I don't want to get too heated.
Yeah, my problem.
Besides, I need to end the episode for tomorrow.
My problem with All Elite Wrestling isn't that you got so much talent, you got so much championships, is that nothing really there seems to be grabbing anybody's attention. You got really because you guys do the super kick as much as a DDT does in a fucking match. Or the Canadian Destroyer. You do shit that used to be, oh, that's cool, to be like, bro, I see a super, you see more super kicks in one match in All Elite Wrestling than you would in WWE.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out, AEW had the chance to sign Dragon Lee, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Dragon Lee made some appearances in AEW, and they didn't sign him. Dragon Lee is an amazing competitor.
Yeah. You're right. I'm gonna just get it. Alright, I'm gonna say a couple more things about AEW before we wrap this up. I think the problem with All Elite Wrestling is you don't really have a guy or girl that, what's the word I'm looking for, is the top guy. Swerve may be your top guy, but it doesn't really, you're gonna tell me Swerve is just gonna be wrestling some random motherfucker from Ring of Honor or something in his first match after winning?
Wasting his talent.
What, in a main event? Not even in the main, his first match wasn't even the main event as world champion. Think about that.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem with AEW is they have so much talent that a lot of it is just wasted.
Agreed.
And congratulations to Jake Hager for getting out of AEW. And you want to know why he left? AEW had nothing for him.
Yeah. Last thought. You got final thoughts?
Nah, let's wrap this up.
Alright, I will say AEW, here's my last thought. AEW has a lot of talent. They have a lot of good, you mentioned this earlier in this thing. They don't have a creative team. That's a new problem. That's a major problem. Not to mention, we also mentioned this a while ago, you don't have a GM. Tony Khan should just work you about behind the scenes. You don't have a guy running it on screen.
Yeah.
You have the superstars be the GM, not him being,
yeah, that's working out terribly. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to our rant. Because let's be real,
this is a
rant. Oh, God.
Roll it.
I'm not doing an outro for this. Later, guys.